Hey guys, Block Squad 1000 here, and welcome back to some more of The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. In the last episode, we got the Bigoron sword, and we got a couple of pieces of heart within, some areas. I don't really know. Anyways, in this episode, we are actually going to get started on the Water Temple. That'll be fun, won't it? More on that in just a moment. But, what is it? Yeah, that's it. That's the, Serenade of Water. This'll warp us to Lake Hylia, which is pretty nice. So, you might remember how 7 years ago, we ran into Kebora Gabora. By the way, I should actually mention this. Kebora Gabora, is actually Rauru. He's Rauru, the Sage of Light. I know, it really is, it's a little confusing, but yeah, he is actually supposed to be Rauru, and it, I think that's said by one of the Gossip Stones, I'm not really sure, but yeah, that's what I believe, and, yeah, it's supposed to be that as you're a child, he's, like, watching over you, and he's, like, observing you, to make sure that you are the hero of time. But anyways, that's besides the point. What I'm trying to say is, that you might remember that right here, 7 years ago, he actually told us that this place is the resting place of the Water Temple. Well, yeah, we are going to be doing that now. So, you can see right here that the entire lake is drained. You might remember that already, because that, was already established. But, can you screw off whatever you're supposed to be? Testing out our Bigoron sword there. Alright. So, we can go over here, and this is actually what we need the iron boots for. So yeah, we have two very, very cool items that'll help us out for this temple. Now, before we actually get to, no, I'll tell you once we get in here. But anyways, this is pretty cool. Once you get close to it, the music stops and it starts raining. It's pretty atmospheric. Anyways, let's put on our iron boots, and let's get started on what is widely considered to be the worst dungeon in the game. However, I kinda beg to differ, and you'll see why once we get in there. Okay, let's pull out our hook shot, and in we go to the Water Temple. Also, that sounds very weird, the wolf howl at night, underwater. Alright, let's go in here. Alright, welcome to the Water Temple. This place is pretty infamous. It is widely considered to be the hardest temple in the game, and because of that, a lot of people really hate going through this place. However, I actually kind of like this dungeon for a couple reasons. First of all, it's one of the few dungeons in the entire game that is extremely non-linear. There is a lot of branching paths, and there's a lot of backtracking involved, and while it might seem a bit, like, very tedious, I think it's very, very good, because I love non-linearity in games, and for the most part, this game has pretty linear dungeons. That's kind of just a thing. But, yeah, as you can see, this place is very, very complex. There's this main room right here with this tower in the very center of the room. But there's all these paths that lead all over the place. The reason why people hate this place is something we'll be getting into in a little bit, but also because of the fact that you have to put on the iron boots a lot, and the iron boots are actually an item that they're not an equipable item. You always have to pull out the menu in order to equip them. So yeah, you're going to be pulling up the menu a lot. That's another reason people hate this place. And the last reason is just because it's very, very time-consuming. It's just a very, very long dungeon, and because there's so much backtracking, it feels like it's never going to end. But those are all, besides the iron boots having to be equipped a lot, this place is very, very good in my opinion. I think it's a very, very well-designed dungeon. So the first thing we're going to want to do is actually go inside the water. And also, I should mention that this place has very cool music. It's probably my favorite dungeon theme in the entire game. It's just like so, like whenever I hear it, it literally just sounds like rushing water. I really don't know how to describe it. It's so fitting. You know, this game actually, it took me a while to realize it, but this game has very, very good music. I don't know why, but I was always kind of put off by the fact that the soundtrack is so MIDI. It's like the soundtrack is like it's entirely composed in like MIDI, and it sounds very, very low quality today. But like it took me a while to realize it. But yeah, this game has very, very good music. It's kind of just a thing. Anyways, so as you can see, we can actually breathe underwater. However, when I first played this dungeon, this is something that pissed me off so much. When I first played this dungeon, I didn't know that the Zora tunic existed. So I went through the entire dungeon not being able to breathe underwater infinitely. So I had to, like, I was put under so much time restriction, because basically when you go underwater, depending on how many hearts you have, you slowly drown. But yeah, I had to go through all of that without the Zora tunic, and it made it so much harder. And I know that sounds very, very stupid, but that is the truth. Anyways, enough wasting time. Let's go in here, and here is Princess Ruto. It's our fiancé. Oh, you. If I'm right, Link. You're Link, aren't you? It's me, your fiancé, Ruto, Princess of the Zoras. I never forgot the vows we made to each other 7 years ago. You're a terrible man to have kept me waiting for these 7 long years. But now is not the time to talk about love. I'm sure you've already seen it. Zora's domain totally frozen. A young man named Sheik saved me from under the ice. But my father and the other Zoras have not, yet. I want to save them all. I want to save Zora's domain. You have to help me. This is a request from me, the woman who is going to be your wife. Link, you have to help me destroy the evil monster in the temple, okay? Inside the water temple, there are 3 places where you can change the water level. I'll lead the way. Follow me, quickly! And up she goes. Never to be seen again. Yeah, that's right, she just randomly disappears at this point. You don't see her for quite a while at this point. Anyways, so we can take the iron boots off now, and this will take us up. And at the very top, there's something pretty interesting. Anyway, so yeah, like I said before, I didn't have the Zora tunic during this entire dungeon, so, the whole dungeon, I just had to rush through the entire thing because I couldn't spend too much time underwater. And yeah, it is actually possible to beat this dungeon. A lot of people don't think it's possible, but it really is, and it's just a lot harder. Anyways, let's go over here, pull out our Ocarina, and now we can play Zelda's Lullaby right here. When in doubt, always pull your Ocarina out and play a random song that you learned 7 years ago. That didn't work? What? Okay, let's try that again. When in doubt, play it again. Alright. So yeah, this is what you gotta do. You gotta play Zelda's Lullaby near these Triforce symbols, and they will actually change the water level. And so you can access new rooms because of that. So there's lots and lots of backtracking to these locations. Once we go in here, ow, jerk. We are going to want to just kill all these weird pearl things. I don't even know what they are. Die, 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 die. Yay! You all did. Okay, so that gives us a chest. Also, that bomb is still floating above our head, and it looks very weird. Okay, let's open this. It's the dungeon map! Yay! Oh. I've been playing a lot of Super Mario 64 recently, and I keep thinking that to change the camera, you have to press the C buttons. You know, Super Mario 64 obviously has a very, very good camera. It's actually like the first 3D game, basically, to actually, like, use, like, a fully operating camera. But when I first played it, I had a lot of trouble with it for some reason, and it never seemed to cooperate. It's weird. Okay, so what we gotta do here is, oh, crap. I think we've run out of time at this point. Okay, we did it. Yeah, you gotta light this torch as quickly as possible because they'll go out after a while, so you have to be very, very fast about it. And back here, there's these weird clam enemies. And just shoot them while their tongues are showing. Sounds weird, but okay. Sometimes they'll just. I actually really hate these enemies because they just randomly jump around and they're super annoying. Buddy, thank you very much. Okay, so opening that, we get a small little chest, and what do you think is back here? Well, it's a small chest in a big room where you have to feed a bunch. It's a small key. Me not being able to talk once again. Anyway, so now that we go back out here, we can now see that the entire room is drained, so we can just walk on the surface down here. Now we actually have to go inside here, and we can use the key here. This is another thing that a lot of people hate about this dungeon, is that you can accidentally use keys on the wrong doors, and it doesn't mean that you get stuck or anything, but it means that usually you'll, like, forget where to find another key because you've gone, like, usually those keys will be in, like, literally the last places you could possibly imagine. Anyway, so here's another place where we can change the water level. And, this is something that's, I honestly can't defend. As much as I actually don't mind this dungeon, that right there, you can actually see for, like, literally a split second that, there's a gap below this, this weird floating block thing, whatever you want to call it. And, it's very easy to miss, and a lot of people have trouble with this. I never had trouble finding it, but because I didn't have the Zora Tunic, this part was, like, 1,000,000,000 times harder. Because you have such a short time to do it. But anyways, you go down here, and you have to walk on the surface. That's one thing that I also don't really like about this dungeon, is the fact that, like, it takes forever to reach the bottom of the floor. Like, when you put the iron boots on, you have to, like, sink all the way down, and it's super, super slow. Anyway, shooting that, there's a bunch of little buttholes in here. We gotta kill them all, because that's what we do. We're Link. We murder innocent creatures. I mean, I guess they're not really all that innocent, since they're trying to kill us, but, you know, I think they're just trying to defend themselves, because they know we're gonna kill them anyway. Alright, just use the hookshot. The hookshot is, like, literally your best friend in this dungeon. It's, like, literally the only weapon you're gonna use, since it's pretty much the only weapon you can use underwater. So yeah, you're gonna be using it a lot. Alright, turn around there, man. Thank you! And now we can actually float up there. So, let's do just that. Let's, take off these boots again. We're gonna be using the Bigoron sword a lot in this dungeon because of one specific reason we'll be getting into it later. The Bigoron sword is super, super helpful for this dungeon, so that's why I decided to get it now, just before this dungeon started. Anyways, opening that, we have another small key. Pretty sweet. And... okay. This is where stuff's gonna get a little bit tricky, because I don't know this dungeon off by heart. I don't think that literally anybody knows this dungeon off by heart, unless they've played it like a bajillion times. And I feel like it's gonna get tricky after a while, but I think we can do it. I'm gonna try not to use a guide for anything during the dungeons, because that's not very fun. Nobody likes using guides in Zelda games, well, unless people prefer to use guides, but I personally think that using guides in Zelda games are cheap because it ruins the sense of discovery and, like, wonder when you solve a puzzle or whatever. Obviously, Ocarina of Time isn't really the best example for that, since there isn't a whole lot of exploration involved in this game compared to other Zelda games. But, like, solving puzzles and dungeons always give you that, like, satisfaction. Anyways. Alright, that's not where we gotta go. I'm a little bit concerned right now. But I think I know where we gotta go. We gotta go back here. Or, actually, let's actually check what's up here first, because it might be helpful for later. But then we're gonna go back down to the bottom where we met Princess Ruto. Because you might remember there was a little bombable wall back there that we couldn't get, because obviously we couldn't actually get there. Wait a sec. What is up here? What is going on? I think what it is, okay, alright, this place, I know what this is. This must be the compass. So we're gonna want to get some bombs. Yeah, a lot of these rooms are very easy to miss, because you have to go off the beaten path in order to reach them. That's what I love about this dungeon. You really, really have to think about where you're gonna go. It's very tricky. Alright. Oh, we unlocked it just as the thing was about to run out. That would have sucked. Alright, so yeah, we got the compass. The compass is very, very helpful for this. It's very, very helpful for this dungeon because obviously there's a lot of chests that you're gonna need to search for. So yeah, it's gonna be very, very helpful, especially for this dungeon. I usually don't really use the compass a lot in Zelda and Ocarina of Time because I don't know, I just never really have to. But in this game, the compass is super, super useful in this dungeon. I mean, all right. So let's go down here. And since the water level is just right, we can now reach that bombable wall. The bombable wall that we saw earlier. God, whenever I try to say stuff that uses like a lot of like blah 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 like syllables like that, like stuff that just sounds repetitive, it's very, very hard to say it without just saying like blah 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 blah. It's I have a lot of trouble saying stuff like that, in case you haven't noticed over the course of my many Let's Plays. Alright, blow this up, and yay! Look at that, another small key. It's advised that you get this as early as possible, because if you go too far into this dungeon, you will forget that this key exists, and you will have a lot of not fun. So far this dungeon really isn't all that bad. Like, in case you were worried about this dungeon, in case you've never played this game and you've heard a lot of awful things about this dungeon, I want you to know that this dungeon really isn't as bad as people make it out to be. People really over-exaggerate how difficult it is. It's just, I will admit that it's very time-consuming. That's all it is. It's nothing more. Alright, can we blow that up, actually? I hope we can. Okay, wait. Oh, okay, no, we could have done it earlier if we lowered the water level, but sadly we have to wait a little bit before doing that. So instead, what we gotta do is just go over here. Oh, God. I keep forgetting that the boots aren't an item when you actually have to equip them from the equipment screen, not the item screen. Alright, so up here, there's finally a door that we can unlock. We're gonna do a bit of backtracking after this because there's some stuff that we missed earlier that we can get now. But back here, this is one part that always gives me trouble. Wait for it. Wait, where is it? Oh, there it is. Oh, God. Yeah, that Tektite. He's just chilling up there. And if you try to do this, then he's guaranteed to be a huge annoyance. Also, we screwed that up bad. Yay me. I think we can use the hook shot instead, but we gotta wait for it to run out now. Can I can't turn you off. Jesus. Alright, we gotta wait then. Yay for waiting. I don't think I'm gonna use the Biggoron sword for the entire game. I'm just gonna use it for a couple dungeons. I'm gonna use it for this one and probably the next dungeon, and then I'm gonna de-equip it. I just think that it's useful for like mid-game, but towards the end of the game, I like to use the Master Sword because game, and I like to use the iconic stuff. All right, so back here. This is the third and final place where you can raise and lower the water levels. So we're gonna go ahead and just get our Ocarina out and play Zelda's Lullaby once more. And what else does this do except, what do you think? What do you think it does? Can you guess? It resets the water level entirely and brings it back to where it was at the very beginning. So that's nice. Now, we need to figure out where to go next, because I have an idea for where I want to go next, but it means that we gotta go back to the first water level changing station thing, whatever you want to call it. However, there's also this, but you know what, I'm actually gonna do the first thing I suggested first, because I just want to knock it out of the way, and I don't want to forget about it, because I do stuff like that sometimes. What the hell was I thinking there? Now, I think there's 5 gold Skulltulas in this place. There's always 5 Skulltulas in the adult dungeons, from what I know. I am a little bit worried about it, though, because I don't exactly know where they are. I know where one of them is, but that's it. But we'll find them on the way. All they gotta do is listen out for that, like, Skulltula rattling noise, whatever you want to call it. We'll find it eventually. I think we're not gonna make it very far into this dungeon this episode. We're gonna make it about 1/3 of the way, because I'm honestly gonna say it right now. This dungeon is probably gonna take us longer than every other dungeon in the game. It's probably gonna take us the most amount of episodes, but that's all right because this is the Water Temple, and everybody knows that it takes a long time. So yeah, I think I'm gonna split it up to 3 or 4 episodes. I'm not really sure though. I don't know why, but it bothers me how when you play it on the Ocarina, it doesn't go na 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 na. Instead, it just goes na 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 na. It just cuts off when it shouldn't, and it bothers me because I'm OCD about Zelda music apparently. Okay, so back here, there is this right here, which we saw earlier, but we couldn't do anything about because the water was in the way. And water apparently makes that you can't... Oh, I guess it makes sense, because you have to light a bomb on fire, you have to light the fuse, but you can't do that underwater. I guess that actually makes sense physically. Because I was wondering why Link couldn't just put a bomb down, but yeah, it makes sense now. Okay, so down here I think there's gonna be more of the... Oh, yep, these crab buds. Hey, buddy. Open your mouth. Thank you. Why do they turn into red bubbles when they die? Is that bloody bubbles? Because I really hope that's not, because that's a little disturbing. You know, this game does have a lot of disturbing content for an E-rated game. Apparently, like the original release of the game, which I own, as I said before, but I've never actually played the original cartridge of the game, has a lot of, like, blood in it, like, that was uncensored. Yet, like they censored it in the later releases. It's a little surprising that this game got away with an E-rated, with an E rating, because it had a lot of blood in it. Wait, am I? Okay, I thought you had to smash that with a hammer. Apparently, like, rusty switches you can smash with a hammer, but regular switches you can't, because apparently weight can sustain them, but something that's even heavier than Link, like a hammer, apparently can't. That makes no sense. Anyways, this is the most obscure puzzle in the entire game. I'm just gonna kill this Tektite first. This puzzle makes no sense to me, and it's almost a glitch. I don't really understand how in the world people are supposed to solve this, but charging of a spin attack, you can actually hit a switch through a gate. Seriously, that's like almost glitch-like. How in the world is that like how are people supposed to figure that out? Doesn't make sense. Anyways, we got a gold Skulltula. Yeah, a couple months ago, I was actually watching Steven Play's Let's Play this. I've mentioned that a couple times, that his Let's Play is almost about to end, actually. It's ending on Thursday. But, when he got to this point, he was stuck for, like, several minutes trying to figure that out, and he discovered it by complete accident. I don't remember if it was him or his wife, because they're playing it together in their Let's Play, because they alternate every episode, but that doesn't really matter. That's Steven Play's. They're pretty cool. I'm not advertising them or anything because I'm not advertising them, but I just mean like they are really cool. They're some of my favorite Let's Players out there because they're actually pretty cool. They actually do for the most part blind Let's Plays, but they actually are very good at making blind Let's Plays that are actually entertaining to watch and not completely boring. Because I personally don't really like blind Let's Plays, because it's just sort of boring watching them try to figure everything out, because it's just like, especially if you played the game already, it's like so annoying watching them just like try to figure everything out, because it's like, just do it, it's not that hard. But anyways, this drops this all the way down here, and we can put the iron boots on. I know that we're going a lot off track right now, but it'll all make sense in due time, don't worry. So let's take our boots off again. Yeah, that is annoying. I swear to God, the boots are literally my only major complaint with this dungeon. Because just seriously, like you have to take them on and off so much. It's not fun. All right, so for this part, I smash this, and that'll cause this to raise up, and we can jump across. Yay! I'm so happy right now. What's back here? What is back here? Oh, this room. Oh, joy. Oh, happiness. Yay. Okay. This room is very weird, and the physics are super wonky, but you gotta put the iron boots on, and I don't think you can actually walk up slopes with the iron boots on, so... God, the physics are so wonky when you're walking underwater and you have the iron boots on. It's so weird. Anyways, we gotta go up here, and we gotta put the iron boots on. There we go. Then what we gotta do is get out our hook shot and shoot that thing inside the serpent's mouth. Ate that switch. It's a naughty little snake. I don't know. Anyways, we go over here. There's these guys. Oh God. Please just get out of here, buddy. Oh my God, they got locked outside. I don't know if I feel good or bad about that, because they were just living inside this. They were just living inside this gate here, but we kicked them out because we're Link and we do stuff like that. Anyways, I believe this is a small key. Please let it be. Please let it be. Yay! I was right. So that's enough. That's enough small keys for what we're trying to do now. So, because we actually need 2 small keys in order to progress. So let's jump down here and watch out for these guys. Just charge through. I don't even care. All right. So let's put these back on, and now we can finally go back to the main room. And I think we'll have to change the water level again. I don't really remember. See, remember what I was saying before, this dungeon really makes you think. Alright. So, thankfully you can just hookshot back over there. Yay, I'm Spider-Man. Okay. Now, I gotta put the boots on once more. Oh boy. Okay. And we're almost done this episode, so all that we're gonna do right now is actually just make it over to the room that I want to make it over to. Obviously, because that's what you do with rooms, you go over to them. Oh wait, we were supposed to... Oh. Stupid me. Okay, we gotta actually use the hookshot in order to get back up. Because hookshot. Okay. There we go. Now, it's sort of funny watching Link, like, walk with the iron boots on, because he just trudges so slowly. Okay. Now, we go up here, in here, and then we gotta change the water level once more, and then we gotta change it again at the last area, and then we'll end the episode off. So that sounds good to me. Okay, up here. And get our Ocarina out. Where is it? There it is. I always take the long route when I'm like changing through the subscreens. There we go. Play that, and then it'll change the water level. I wish there was a way to skip that cutscene because you gotta watch it every single time. Alright. Oh wait, actually I just remembered something. Wait a moment. Oh, yep, there's a gold skull up there. We'll have to keep that in mind for later, because we can't quite reach that just yet, but we'll keep it in mind. Alright. I was just making sure, because I just remembered at the last possible second that there was something in there that we needed. Okay. So now we'll go in here, and we'll have to get that Tektite to come back down here again, because the Tektite always just jumps out of nowhere, and it's annoying. You want to come down and play, buddy? Hey, where are you? I hear you jumping up there. Where is he? Where are you? There he is. Oh, whoa. Okay. We did it. Yay, I'm happy. Okay. Now, shoot the switch. Oh, whoop. Okay. And then up here, we will play the song one more time. I am sorry that this part's kind of boring to watch, because I know that there's just a lot of backtracking in this dungeon. But, that's alright. And this is the last time we'll have to play it. Thankfully. Okay, that erases that. And then, this room over here. You might remember that we saw a locked door back here. But this is... oh, Tektite. Get out of the way. Alright. So yeah, there is this locked door right here, and behind it is a room that we'll do next episode because we don't really have any time right now. I think we're a bit overdue in terms of episode length. But yeah, this is a pretty lengthy, this is a pretty lengthy dungeon, like I said before, so, I think we did make some pretty excellent progress for this part, because, I didn't think we'll make it very far, but we're almost, like, a third of the way through the dungeon at this point. But, that's pretty cool. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this episode of The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Next time, we'll continue through here, get over there, and do some stuff, and hopefully get close enough to the end of the dungeon. But see you guys later. Bye.